Hello, I'm Jashikins, and this is a special announcement for those who have been keeping up with my alternate universe Terminator fanfiction called The Eternal Heart. I am now officially announcing 2 sequels, therefore making it a trilogy. Now, The Eternal Heart itself is a nice contained story, but there are a bunch of things that, even after it's ended, I want to explore. And this is Josh Connor and Marty Bedell's relationship. I sort of want them to become a romantic couple. And the thing is, in the role play I'm doing, which this is a backstory for, but trust me, they branch off. In the role play, they're starting to get a relationship, and I sort of want that in the fanfic, but it won't fit at all in The Eternal Heart. Then there's the character that's introduced near the end called Suresh. Without spoiling anything, I'll just give him that code name and call him a him. So Suresh, I want to explore his character more, and there is not enough time. Plus, I decided to put him in there pretty late on, so he just basically appears, and I give a few instances where, hey, I exist. But, yeah, there's not enough time in the Eternal Heart for that. Let's see, I had a bunch of notes here. Let's see. Then there's the fact that Josh Connor's model series, I don't really have time in the Eternal Heart to really explore more of her series, because if you just looked at the Eternal Heart all the way through it, well, once it's complete, and if you could see the outline, which I'm not going to give away, you'll see that I don't really make mention of other of her series except for one big incident, and that's like it. That was there when I realized, hey, I sort of don't want to get the impression that she's one special one, the only one of her kind. So there's also the fact that that needs to be explored, but I didn't give myself really enough room for that in the Eternal Heart. And it's a pretty big series, but not enough time for that. And so I was like, I mean, near the completion of the outline for the Eternal Heart, I was thinking, maybe there could be a sequel, and I do leave it open for a sequel. I left it open for a sequel for myself in case I wanted to continue. And so the basic premise of the sequel, since now the Eternal Heart's going to be the first in a trilogy, the second, the Eternal War, is going to, what it's going to do is a version of Skynet, not really the version you're familiar with, but I'm just going to call it Skynet to put it in simple terms and not give too much of the ending away about the Eternal Heart. But Skynet, you know, the big baddie of the Terminator universe, is going to rise up yet again and attack. And I won't tell, trust me, it's not just going to be, you know, starting to shoot and blast. It's going to be, yeah, Skynet's going to rise up and attack, and the last war will allow me to explore all these character plots. And then the last one in the trilogy is to wrap everything up, and the last part of the trilogy is going to be called The Eternal Stand, and it's actually going to be a crossover, a Terminator/Doom crossover. And I sort of decided on Doom, besides it being awesome, and if you're wondering which ones I'm probably going to base the third part on, the version of Hell, probably 1 and 2, because those are real classics from my childhood. But going to Hell actually serves to further Josh because it actually, since we're in hell now, it gives me the chance to resurrect some old baddies and people that wouldn't be happy at Josh and who are now dead. So it should be pretty cool. So yeah, the Eternal Heart's going to be first of a trilogy with the Eternal War and the Eternal Stand. I sort of wanted to keep the Eternal because, branding, and it'd be easier to tell which one. So yeah. And I've already sort of started picking and choosing which people, just from the Eternal Heart, will reappear in hell, but my one actually worry with the Eternal War and the Eternal Stand is just getting to use Terminator characters. Because there will be those that are left at the end of the Eternal Heart, but yeah. Should be interesting. And for those of you who have been keeping up with the Eternal Heart, reading it, thank you very much. And if you haven't started reading the Eternal Heart, you can find it on my blog, joshykins.blogspot.com. It's also on fanfiction.net. My username there is joshykins, and it also has its own blog, joshconnor.blogspot.com. Just be aware that the blog is there to help you keep up, and sometimes there might be spoilers. There's one posting there that's really a major spoiler, but as I roleplay, and I kept on being tired of explaining again and again and again and again and again it, I was just like, I'm just going to make a blog post there and do the link, so I don't really have to spend time explaining each time. So that's it. And if you're on YouTube, subscribe, like if you're on my blog, share this, and thank you just for watching. And until next video, goodbye.